Hi, Jace. I understand you have some concerns that you would like to discuss today. So, whenever you're ready, I'm here to listen.
I'm just feeling overwhelmed. I'm worried my marriage is failing, and I feel like I'm losing my best friend. I can't wrap my head around where we went wrong. And then, I got my kids, my job, and I'm just struggling.
Okay. So, it sounds like you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed because your marriage is facing some bumpy roads. You're trying to balance your children and your work life as well. It's starting to take a toll on you. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'm just trying to piece things together. But I am embarrassed. Growing up, we didn't go to counseling. It was frowned upon.
Yeah. Well, although I can't predict the outcome of our session, I do know that many people initially feel nervous and embarrassed. But after having a chance to be able to sit down and, spend some time together and having the opportunity to be able to voice the things that they're having concerns about, it seems that they are able to be more relieved that they were able to talk to someone. So hopefully you'll be able to have the same experience.
Yeah, I hope so as well because I really don't want to lose my family.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with your wife?
I'm disconnected with my wife. Her name is Shannon.
Okay.
She's not communicating like she used to, and I'm really feeling unappreciated for the things that I do. When I try to help out around the house or with chores, she doesn't say thank you, or even worse, she complains. And whatever I'm doing, it's not good enough, or I'm not doing things right.
Right. Okay. So it sounds, if I'm understanding you correctly, she used to communicate and now she isn't. And when you try to help her, she's not appreciative.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah, she's being so distant. It's beginning to have effect on the kids as well. We have two girls, Ava and Abby. Um, Ava's 7 and Abby, she's 9. So they're young.
Okay.
She gets agitated easily with them as well. It's like she's mad at the world. I notice that the kids are becoming distant because it seems like daddy's always wrong or daddy's the problem. It's starting to affect me at work because the thought of losing my family plays in my head all day. I come home from work, and mind you, I work close to 60 to 80 hours a week,
Right.
and as soon as I walk through the door, she's upset. I can't focus.
Okay, so now it's affecting the children and your performance at work, and I can see how this can be very frustrating. But I see your passion and your desire and willpower to try to fix things and repair your marriage. As far as your job, what type of work do you do?
So I'm in construction, so so it's really hard on the body. Working in the heat, working long hours, and you know we're short of staff, so I'm picking up a lot of slack from other people.
Right.
My management team's been really hard on me too. They're not very understanding of the situation that I'm in.
Mm. So you describe of how it takes a wear and tear on your body, and so when you come home, you're starting to deal with more wear and tear physically and mentally.
Yeah, more so the mental side. Physically, I feel like I can handle it. Once I rest and recover my body, I seem to perform just fine. But it's the mental exhaustion and the frustration and the fear of my family growing apart that's the hardest.
Yeah. And see you taking the step to come and speak with me today.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to show that you are showing and taking the initiative to try to fix things in your marriage and as far as your household as well. And you said that your job, you're working 60 to 80 hours a week. Is she home or does she work?
She works part-time too. She's a caretaker, for elderlies.
Okay.
So, but not very much. Maybe close to 20 hours a week. So she's home majority of the time with the girls.
With the girls, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And are they homeschooled or are they in school?
No, they're in school. Yep, they're both in still in elementary school.
Okay. And so usually like childcare,
Mm-hmm.
your wife is kind of picking up on that end because
Yeah, she tries, and she tends to, you know, throw it on me whenever I'm home. So I'm picking up slack when I get home too, as far as childcare. I feel like she doesn't cut me a break.
Mhm. Okay, so as far as the relationship with you and your wife, I want to kind of dig in a little bit more about that.
Mhm.
Give me an example of a time that you and her have had a disagreement in front of your kids, because I remember you saying that it's starting to take a wear and tear on them, where they're getting the impression that you're not a good guy.
Yeah, she's just confrontational about things. I come home from a long day of work, and you know, I just want to try to relax, but it seems like as soon as I walk through the door, I gotta immediately start working again. I gotta, you know, do the chores around the house, or you know, do something outside, you know, that needs to be fixed.
Right.
There's always something that needs to be done. I just feel like I can't breathe, and she does that in front of the kids, and we become argumentative towards one another in front of the kids. So that's where I feel like they're really seeing, you know, the hostility between us.
Okay. So how is your relationship with your kids when you're not around your wife?
I feel like that's when it's the best, honestly. I can, you know, when it's just the three of us, we seem to have a good time. I always try my best to make sure they have fun, you know, because they're just kids, and I know that normally during the week it's not too much fun. So whenever I have the time to make time for them, I try to do so.
Right. Okay, so when it's just you and the kids, it seems like your relationship with the three of you are good. But when mom is around, you're saying that it kind of, that's when they become a little bit more distant, because now it looks like you are the bad guy. They don't know. It's kind of confusing to them. Would you say that?
Definitely. They don't, you know, understand the adult problems or communication. They just know that mommy and daddy aren't getting along.
Okay. And have you tried to talk to your wife about any of your concerns, or?
I can say that I've tried. You know, I could probably do better. You know, I can be hard-headed too. I'm not innocent myself. Yeah.
Well, at least you are knowing the things that you are doing that you could possibly improve on, as well as, you know, you're not looking at it one-sided. So I could see that you're coming to the table with the open mind and not being biased about the situation. So as far as your wife, when you and her are communicating recently, when would you say that you noticed a change?
You know, I can't say there was a particular instance. It was just like, you know, over time, and now it's just become what it is. I mean, communication's at a bare minimum. The romance isn't there, and it's just, unless it has something to do strictly about the kids, we don't talk very much, and we're actually sleeping in separate bedrooms now.
So was there anything, can you think back of maybe a time that something tragic may have happened, or anything that you can think about that probably could have been the first moment where you realized this was the beginning of something?
So her mom was sick about 6 months back, and she unfortunately passed away. So that was definitely hard on her. Pretty relatively recently.
And what about you personally? Have anything happened to you in a tragic manner from childhood up until now that you possibly could think about?
Well, nothing recently, but I will say I didn't grow up in the best household myself. My father was a drinker, and him and mom used to always argue, and it eventually led to divorce with them. You know, I was around 13 at the time when they divorced.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to try to wrap everything up and try to bring it back to make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. So, overall, you and your wife are now starting to have some disconnect in the marriage. And now it's starting to take a toll on you mentally and physically at work, as well as with the children. Now they're starting to become basically a little distant from you as well. And you're starting to feel like it's kind of all being pressured towards you like you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And, okay. So if you wouldn't mind, I would love to continue my support with you, and we can try to come up with some goals that we can kind of look towards and aim to try to reach, to try to get things repaired within your marriage and your family, if you would like.
No, I would definitely like that. Do anything to, save my family, and pull us back together. If you really think it would help.
Okay. I definitely think that it would be a really good idea if you and I kind of sit and talk and try to put some goals together, as well as if you need to bring in your family, and we all can work together to try to repair the things that you may seem broken at right now.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay, well, this will end our session for today, but I look forward to working with you in the future.
Likewise, thank you.
No problem. Okay.